Here's a question about Chase. There's a picture. Is this a picture of his training log on here? Have you seen it? I was looking at Chase's logs. How come his bench press is so close to his overhead press weight? I do more than Chase on the bench press, but only max out at about 225. You think he means he only presses 225?
Yeah, probably.
What's up with that? Well, I'll tell you what's up with that is that Chase primarily trains the press. That's his primary lift. The bench press is an assistance exercise for Chase, and that's how he prioritizes his training. He may be the strongest presser at his body weight in the country right now. I don't know of anybody that's handling 370 overhead at a body weight of 245. You heard of any such thing?
I don't know. What does Klokov press? I have no idea.
I don't know what he's pressing now. That was about his body weight, but I don't know.
I mean, he's up there. He's top 5. If there's other guys doing that.
There may be some Olympic lifters in Russia that are intelligent enough to understand that their overhead press strength directly contributes to their jerk. Most Olympic lifters have convinced themselves that it's not necessary. But I'd say he's probably top 5, if not, in this country, certainly. I mean, a guy doing a 370 press at a 245 body weight, there isn't many of those people. Yeah. I mean, if you know of somebody, that's that strong, let us know. I'll talk to him. I want to get him on the podcast here because that's unusual. In 2020, there just isn't anybody around like that. Now, there were back, 60 years ago at York Barbell, there were, back then, body weight press was just what you started with. And a 350 press, they all did that. I think Starr did 350 at 220. It was at least in the 300s. But that was just what it was expected of you. And those guys pressed 4 days a week. That's the key to the press. I'm telling you, is you got to press a lot. And one of the reasons for that is the press of the 4 lifts, the 4 what we call strength lifts. The press is the most dependent on technique. By far, it's the most dependent on technique. And as a result, it must be practiced. If the press gets out of line, you will miss it. And in order to keep it in line, you have got to do so many reps that the groove of the press just gets embedded in your movement pattern and you just don't fuck it up.
And it needs to be practiced heavy.
It's got to be a light press is not practiced for a heavy press.
People go to 8s. Do 8s to try to get their press up, and their press goes backwards.
Yes, 8s on the press is not practice for a single press. Yep. It's not the same thing. This is another thing that Olympic weightlifters don't seem to understand. Snatches at 80% are not practice for snatches at 98%. Yep. It's a different movement pattern. It's a different mechanical relationship between the lifter's body weight and the weight on the bar. The thing is, it's a different piece of mechanics.
You saying that is what has had me programming. All my people I program for do singles.
Yeah,
8 to 10 singles.
I'm telling you,
and it works great.
Singles across for the press has got to be a part of your weekly training for the press. If your emphasis is the press, you've got to get good at pressing heavy singles, and you've just got to do them all the time. You get a pin exercise for an overload movement. You get 5s just for basic volume, and then you get singles across, and then your other day might be some kind of timed work, again, for low reps. Doubles and triples, like a double. Heavy press every 2 minutes, something like that. There's a unlimited number of ways to do it, but none of it involves 10s. Yeah. None of it involves 8s. 5s is the highest number of press reps you ought to ever do, because if you want a strong press, anything more than a 5 does not contribute to it. And I mean, Chase, hell, we raised him.
Chase has
You know,
never done more than 5s.
He's never done a set of 6.
And his last I talked to him, his press started going up again after going to singles. Singles, lots of triples, lots of doubles.
Singles. I'm telling you that the people people have no appreciation for how technical a movement skill the press is. It's extremely sensitive to the distance between the barbell and the shoulder joint. And if you can't keep it in the groove, then you can't lock it out. And the only way to get good at that is to take a heavy weight and press it, and do it a lot. So
one of the reasons you know that is because when you watch these meets, everybody's failing their third attempt because they've never done it in the gym before, or they've never done something close to it in the gym before.
It's like an Olympic lift.
You're not going to hit a PR, a 5-pound PR at a meet.
Nope. It's not like a deadlift.
You're not going to do it.
It's not like a deadlift at all. You can't just bull through the damn thing. If thing comes off your shoulders and it goes to the wrong place, it's done. That's all there is to it. And the press is quite a bit like the snatch and the clean and jerk in that respect. Very few people make PRs in those lifts at a meet because of the practice component that is required for a movement that is that technical. And if you want to read more about my thoughts on that, there are several articles about practice versus training on the website. I would refer you to those.